Hi everybody, in this video we're going to show you how to set up tickets and events and merchandise using your student dashboard. So first things first, get yourself signed in. We've upgraded the sign-in process, so as a student, University of Sheffield student, you click sign in and go through Muse and sign in on the university page. It brings you straight back here. If you sell things to non-students, or Hallam students, for the sake of argument, or members of university staff. So your ball tickets, you might do that. They need to create an associate membership account, which they click the blue button to do that, and then they can sign in to the SU website. And if you offer it, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute, you can sell them your wares. So when you do this, it will take you through Muse, as I say, and you put in your credentials and do your multi-factor authentication, and it'll get you back to here, and this will change the student dashboard. I'm going to open this in a new tab because I want to show you things on the SU website. So this takes you to your student dashboard. Notice these things. You'll see a slightly different view in this video because I'm a super admin, so I see things that you won't. But you will see your club or society here and the manage button. So click on that. And then all this stuff changes down here. And this is definitely something where I see more options than you will. So you won't see finance, for example. But you will see members, communication, products, events, trips, and this does merchandise as well, which we're going to go into. And then your website setting page there. So these are all your fellow committee members. So let's go into events and trips. You can see any previous ones that your other committee have done here. So approved, declined, pending. So pending means they're neither approved nor declined. Yours will either be declined or approved, I would hope. New application, so a new event, click on there. Before we do that, let's show you where you find all this stuff on the SU site. So clubs and society stuff are in events and tickets. Click on there, and we've upgraded this as well, so it loads super fast now. And then you see society events, clubs and sports events, or club sport events, sorry, and then film and cinema. And you can see links to the SU app, which is also amazing for clubs and societies because all of your stuff is in there as well. So, for example, let's have a look at this. So this is what the student sees. So title of the event, the date, where it is and time, and the from price, buy tickets, and the description. So why is that important? It's important because you're about to fill that all in your new application. So at first, this feels like crikey, few steps to this, but generally you're going to do 4 stages. So are you going to sell tickets? Yes, you are generally. And if you're doing merchandise, so hoodies or whatever, you want to sell tickets as well. I'll show you that in a minute. It's actually setting up a product, so it can be any product, apart from memberships, which are set up in products themselves. External speaker stuff. Some of you might do that, but I'm not going to show you that today. This form just talks you through the steps. If you're going off campus, you'll need to tick that one. Catering, if you're showing films, fundraising. Never ever use the recurring event feature. Now, to some of you do weekly, sort of like the yoga session we were looking at there, that might at first sound a little bit frustrating, but just submit one application per event. Trust me, it's the fastest way of doing it. If you tick this on and do it that way, we will just reject your application because it's hugely complicated, so don't use it. So generally, you're just going to check that and click next. Name of your trip. So we're going to stick with, something I can't spell, yoga session with digital societies. So that's the name of our demo society page, and so it's quite a good idea to put your society name in the title of your event, because using the example here, so this doesn't actually tell the student what society is. Obviously, at this stage it does because it shows your logo. So it's up to you. You get each. So your title of your event shows up here, and so does the date, and then obviously you tick on select tickets, and then it brings you to this stage. Okay, so it's good to do this with your own events, or check on another one to make sure you're getting all the right bits in. So your description. So basically make the students feel comfortable that they're buying the right thing. So give it a good description. Anything with a red asterisk is a mandatory. That isn't. You could put a figure in there if you want to, you don't have to. Start date, really important. So the event itself, so this is generally, as it say here, when the event or trip starts, so when the doors open or when the bus leaves. And the same with the end date, so it's when the doors close and when the bus comes back. So let's say, because this is a yoga session, we're going to do it on Wednesday the 25th. It's going to start at 4 o'clock, and then the end date is on Wednesday the 25th at 5 o'clock. Dead simple. Overall budget, you can put one in if you want, but it's not mandatory. Venues, you've got two options. If it's in the student union, you can select one. If it's in the university, it's a free text box. Just write something in of where it is. So student union, we're going to do this in the studio. You'll need to book these spaces beforehand. Publish on your website. Yes, you definitely want to do that because that makes sure it goes on the SU website and the SU app. We do not offer the float service, so don't check that. Now then, this is where you add your tickets or your hoodies, or indeed your trip tickets to your trips. So you want to create at least one of these. Again, give it a good name. So it might be ticket. You could put the name of your society or club if you want as well. Price is obviously important. Again, we said it was a £5. Now, tickets are slightly different from the event itself. Generally, you want it on sale straight away. You can obviously time it. So if you do a weekly thing, you could time it so these tickets come on sale after the other event is finished. You just use this date picker to whatever you do. So I want it on sale now. Oh, sorry. I have to actually click that. And it will just click, that's today's date, so you can tell when I'm recording this. And then you want to stop selling generally just before the doors open. So remember, we were on Wednesday at 4 o'clock, so that's when I'm going to take them off sale because I don't want to be selling tickets when the event has started. So, for example, if the bus had left, then they won't be able to get on it if they bought it. Now, if this was a hoodie or another piece of merchandise, you'd say, hoodie for whatever society or club, give it a price. And this actually is the very last day ever you want it to stop selling. So if you want to sell all week, for the all year, you could do to the end of June 2022, or in your case it might be 2023, whichever year you're in, or you might want on sale for 2 months, whatever. So just do these an hour apart on the very last day you want them on sale. So when you're here, again, it will show up in the listings. So let's just go back one. It will show up just like an event does, but in the future, obviously, because you'll have given it a future date. But each of these has got a unique URL. So you can essentially, because you're selling merchandise, you're going to be selling it to your members and people who are into your society or club. So you can share this link. So setting up these dates is important to get it on the very last date you want your merchandise on sale for. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's stick with our yoga session example. Inventory, if you've got an unlimited amount to sell, it's -1. But I know for my yoga session, I can only fit 20 people in for yoga in the studio, so I want to put 20. If you were selling a member's ticket and a non-member's ticket, you could have 10 of each, or 5 of one, 15 of the other. if you ask us, we can do ticket pooling. So you can't set that up yourself, but we can do it for you. So you can say, I've got a maximum of 20 tickets. I've got 2 ticket types, a members ticket and a non-members. Can each of those eat out of the 20 total? And they'll just sell as many as we sell. So it could mean that you sell 4 non-members tickets and 16 members. And if we do ticket pooling, it'll allow it to do that. That's one way of doing it as well. But as I say, you'll have to ask us. Max per transaction and max per person. These should match. Now, the SU, say 10 per is a max, but it's up to you. You might want it to be 1 or 2 or 3, but they must match. Okay. Ticket information. This shows up on the e-ticket that is emailed to anybody who buys this ticket. So within the email is a PDF attachment which has a QR code on it, which you can use to scan people in, or obviously the student can show to prove that they bought the ticket. This information shows underneath that QR code. So please bring your e-ticket to be scanned on entry. So something like that worked perfect. And it also shows people that you are going to check that people have bought it, and they can show it on their mobile, and you can scan it off there. In the SU app, you as a society can use that to scan your event tickets, and there's another video to show you how to do that. Okay, let's keep going. Do you want to sell online? Yes, you do, because that means it shows up on the SU website and in the SU app. Do you want to sell offline in a reception or box office? We don't offer this service, so don't check that. Do you want to sell to students? 99.9% of the time, you have to tick that yes. Even if you're selling to your members, you've got to also tick you want to sell to students. Generally, you won't use this option because we've stopped using it because we've introduced associate members. So remember me saying at the start, if you want to sell to non-students like members of staff or Hallam students, you want to tick that, and then they can create their associate membership account and they can buy your stuff, and you can email them with any extra information you need from them, or to let them know if the venue's changed or the times have changed, that kind of thing. Do you want to restrict sales to your members? So you can do this. So if you tick that on, only your members will be able to buy this members ticket. But you also, remember, need to tick that one on. You wouldn't have that generally, but you could. But generally, if you're selling to your group members, it's group members on and students on, and then you golden. Okay. So I'm going to leave it as that because that's what I want. It's a members ticket option. So if you're selling ball tickets, for example, your vegan, vegetarian, wheat-free are in there. For merchandises, all your sizes are there as well. Okay, and that means when they're buying the ticket, there's a little drop-down box that they can select one of these or one of these. Department code, really important. You'll only see your 3-letter code for your club or society. Nominal, you've got 3 options. If you're a society, choose that. If you're a sports club, choose that. If you're a working or rep committee, choose that. I'm going to do it as a society. VAT, 2 options. Working and rep committee, choose that one, number 1. Societies or clubs, number 6. You must select these. They're all mandatory. And obviously, if you get these wrong, it means the money will not go in your B account. So do what is right accordingly for your club or society, and you will be fine. Click submit. That's one product setup. If you want to add a non-members ticket, do the same thing. It'll add another one. You can add another one, another one, another one. As many as you like per application. That's no problem. And you see, because we only ticked, we're selling a product. We've done 1, 2, 3, skipped all this stuff, and we're in additional information. And generally, you'll have nothing to put here either. If you are doing it in collab with another society or organisation, you can just let us know here. If you're not, don't. Do you require equipment? Never check that because we don't use this currently. Okay, so then you're into next risk assessments. So this takes you it's not mandatory to upload a risk assessment because not everything needs risk assessment. This link has a load of guides to your events and particular ones that might. So socials involve alcohol, you will probably need to fill in a risk assessment for that. But many of you will not. Whoops. So back to our application, you need to have checked that you've read this information and then you don't have to upload anything. If you do need to upload a risk assessment, upload your risk assessment. Okay. Submission, are you happy? You can go back to each stage, check that you've done it right. Please do that and then press finish. You get your nice green success arrow. This goes through to the team I work in, which is the digital support team for clubs and societies. We aim to approve your applications within 48 hours. It may take a bit longer over the weekend, so Monday to Friday, 48 hours. So if you give us plenty of notice, it'll be up and live on the SU website and the SU app in no time, and you'll be selling your tickets or merchandise to students. No worries at all. If you have, so this, just to remind you, this is what it looks like. Click on there. People can, so members ticket is quite a good example. Add it to the basket. They can pay with Apple Pay or Google Pay when they get to the basket. But the other thing I wanted to just show you is I'll click on that one. This is the support page. Make sure you watch any of the other videos which tell you about the SU app and how you use that for scanning in, how to set up your memberships. But the thing I wanted to show you right at the top of the page, if you need any support, click on there, opens this little form, fill that in. It comes through to one of the team I'm in and we'll get onto it as soon as possible and we'll do our best to help you. Okay, thanks for watching. Any questions, fill this in and we'll come back to you.